Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO City Undercover. Let's continue. So we still can't figure out how to get into Lady Liberty Island. I have no idea what unlocks it. Maybe it's doing something like one of the speed runs, or maybe I have to do all the speed runs, maybe I have to do all the police missions. But right now what we're doing is we're going to Bluebell Mine and starting this mission for the third time. We're just going through every special assignment, gonna get everything we can. Once we have everything we can, we might as well just see it all the way through, I think, in most of these missions, just to make sure. I'm still not 100% certain that I have 100% confidence that everything to do in the level is indicated in the pause menu. Like, there might be something. Let's see. Like this, for instance. Clearly this is not something we would have been able to reach before. Of course, then I have to watch that animation. Of course, this also might not be that useful of a thing because it's the color gun thing, and we don't need the color gun for anything because we have the super color gun. So some of these red brick things inevitably are superseding even the need for them to exist before we play the game all the way through. Which, that's weird.
Easily gonna make my quota this month. I'm gonna spend my bonus on going to one of those health spas to get pampered.
This is the level that in particular has the annoying
really nice.
sound effects.
I doubt I could have afforded an apartment in it though.
You ain't kidding. Not on our wages.
5 of those are around in the level. And see, this I think is just the outfit that would have unlocked the miner, and so it does nothing now except for giving me a bunch of studs, which getting studs is great and all, but hardly the most important thing. So back down to the ground we go. What have we got? We've got another fire to put out.
Damn it! My first day on the job and I managed to jam this big spinnery. What's it? Bring the whole system seize up.
3 out of 5. So 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Be nice if my fire extinguisher and other guns would break bricks and such.
That silver block is jammed in so tight it'll need blasting out of there.
I think all the collectibles would be in one room. So did I miss something? Kind of clearly I have missed some things. Yeah, it's gotta be up this direction.
Pete should have been more careful in that unstable tunnel. If he'd just been a sharp miner, then he wouldn't be a flat miner now.
So, what's the trick to get this gate open? Alright. It's probably this button. Okay. So that opens that. which gives us a dumpster car. One of the achievements that I went back and looked at,
I wonder if the foreman
I haven't
would
gotten
borrow some of the
is
explosives so I could get rid of that tree stump in my garden.
I need. I didn't get the slide down the spiral leaning tower place. I haven't done the Lego story thing that's in the open world.
We ain't using the crane, that's for sure.
Let's see, what do I need to do to get that to work? It's like something I have to break somewhere around here. There we go. But the other thing was getting a taxi, and even with fast build that took forever. Getting in a taxi and having a passenger in the taxi and then doing like 11 jumps, which is a considerably large amount of ramp jumps I'm gonna have to do. So there's definitely gonna be some goofiness, to say the least, still when we get into the open world. A lot of vehicle theft missions, a lot of everything else. Looks like we've got everything in this area, which is nice. Okay, so we can move on to the next area, and we'll have to be kind of careful about the next area to see how this works. Let's just run through here to the next area.
Oh, good.
Right.
A welcoming party.
Scan wise, it doesn't look like there's anything here. What do we have to get left? I kind of think I know what it is. There's a vehicle, and then there's a then there's shooting all of those rocks in the next section. So while we wait for that to happen,
A little privacy, please.
so it will
Great.
be a
dive.
nightmare if
I wasn't ready!
it'll be a nightmare if there is something here. We can't pause and we can't go to scan mode or anything.
Ow! I feel like my head's been used as a battering ram!
If you press B, I guess you kind of slow yourself down if you really wanted to try to get everything. But I don't think it really matters too much. Yeah, the chances of falling through all of this and getting every single bit.
After a while, you kind of get used to the terror!
Yeah. That small one would have been about the one I would have wanted to collect. This is cool and all, but by the third time you've done it, it's a little slow. And you do this later on in the game, the second time. B button doesn't really do anything. So you have to pull back quite a bit to line this up.
Perfect landing.
Alright, now is there any kind of collectible in this area? No, it's just water. Just so you could have fallen in the water without the parachute. I kind of don't see a reason why they didn't just do that. Just have you fall in the in the water without a parachute, and then the guy hands you a parachute.
You do know there's an
Parachute.
elevator, right?
No.
And then in the open world, you'd have this ability to use a parachute, but you do have a parachute ability in other LEGO games. So there's some weirdness there. I also think this is probably the only level in the entirety of the game where you actually have to get bricks or use bricks. Alright. So, up here is something. Is there a good way to get up here? We can do that. And then come over here and do that. And then build that. So that's the vehicle. So then that leaves us with just hitting the bricks. So we're gonna have to run through all of this. And do most of it. Where does this lead? Leads us right over here. That's what we needed. We need that.
Sorry, mister.
So
I'm
we
about
can
to wake
blow
you
this
up.
up.
Wow, he is a deep sleeper.
Push this.
Uh-oh, more friendly faces.
Alright, so where are we scan-wise? We've got one here, super brick up here, one there. And we couldn't have scanned these, by the way, the first time we were here. Like, I don't think you would have been able to scan anything at all. So, we do have bricks times 2. But let's just go ahead and get rid of these guys. That's not really worth the effort. It's more just a case of if I do spend the extra time getting rid of these things, they won't flood the screen with things I need to do or deal with.
Next time I get an urge to ride around in mine carts, I should check the foreman isn't watching. I can't believe I have to work a double shift now.
See, I just hit the D-pad left and it brought up the scanner. I've been hitting D-pad right the entire game. That's weird.
It was just stinky Fletcher.
So apparently you can hit both if you care. If you wish to. It could be a nightmare scenario, I suppose. Like, it could be that at some point we get to Liberty Island and it says you need 500,000 bricks. That would be awful demanding of a LEGO game. Yeah, I think we've got this. And then you get this
I'm sure
flame.
the foreman was just messing with me when he said this part of the mine was haunted. Yeah. What just touch me.
We never use the flame section again throughout the entire game. That's ridiculous. And if I don't hurry, the flame is gonna burn out, and maybe that's why we never use this section again.
And stand well back.
And this is an in-game cutscene, so I can't do anything. Grapple gun to break that. Up here. Grapple gun to break that. 3 out of 5. I'm fairly certain the other two are in the other area. This bird is not scanning as anything important because we already released all the birds. So our next goal is to get that brick. And there's a super brick over here that apparently I missed. And some micro stuttering or straight up lagging. Probably need to, in my own mind, define what the difference between a micro stutter and a lag is. Like, inconsistent frame pacing is another way to describe it.
I heard the boss say we've gone 6 days without an accident. I think we might have a chance of breaking our record.
Right. We went down the circular tube before.
Gold? Oh no, it's just that candy wrapper I dropped earlier.
Okay. I assume I got all of these. So we got all the bricks, which should cover at least the price of this.
We get a new cable car last week.
22,000. Yeah, I think we probably got double that.
Not that I'm gonna get in it.
But asking 22,000 every time you do this level could be a hassle. I'd say the bigger hassle though is you have to go through this whole cutscene. It's an in-game cutscene, so there's nothing you can do.
Watch this.
No way to skip this.
This isn't gonna end well, is it?
Okay, right about now is as long as I'd like the cutscene to be. So if they had just crashed it,
That ought to stop him.
and then not shown that, or
Legs, check.
and then cut out
Arms,
this
check.
part.
Head, check. What do you know? I'm still alive.
Let's see. Definitely don't need another cutscene right next to it either. Alright. And there's nothing over here, of course, because that's the foreground. You know what? Let's try this. Let's sit on the ground for a second so we potentially reset
More
our
bad guys.
location.
I must be getting close to Stinky.
So I guess the idea in that section was that was supposed to be like a Donkey Kong reference. We see a more direct reference to Donkey Kong. Since this was a Nintendo exclusive, there could have been a lot of Nintendo
Here's
references
an idea, Chase.
without it being
Maybe
a
don't
complete
follow that terrifying grinder
Nintendo
machine.
game. Nintendo Lego game. Alright. anything of concern at all. No, it's all this one last location. That's our focus. Meanwhile, we're getting our stud count up, which is nice. You can kind of dodge these guys, but it hardly puts you in something like a quick time event scenario where you actually are potentially suited towards hitting somebody if they're interrupting your whatever activity you're trying to do. That was a purple stud, so that was totally worth it. Come on, chicken. Be a little careful where we end up landing. There you go. Let's go and use the Rocket Man. And I'm having trouble using the gun, so I'll use the gun this way.
I hope there isn't a giant ape at the top of this thing.
It's not even really like these boulders are posing much of a danger to me. So we did that twice. Scan wise, I think we now are completely empty of anything to do, and I think we're pretty much done with the level. Let's pause and just double check. Yes, we have all the red bricks, the characters, the 4 pieces of the shield. To me, that seems like everything. So then that would bring me down here where I would need to open this, and I believe this is what triggers the end of the level.
A voice recorder. Maybe there's a clue on it.
Fletcher's log 3011. I've been. Hey, who's that?
Get him!
Yeah!
Guess we'll just jump over here and listen to
I'll
this.
hide his recorder, boss.
They've got Stinky, but I might still be able to catch up with them.
I don't even know who Stinky is. Yeah, wait a minute. The way this story went, the cutscene I just ran into, we never see Stinky, as far as I recall. If he is a character, he shows up just very briefly after the 3rd level, and then that's it. And then we do the karate thing to learn how to fight. Yeah, this game is so badly written. It really doesn't make any sense at all. It's just like, what in the world were they thinking? Sorry. Yeah, speaking what am I thinking? I'm sitting here. And how much is it worth while to run around this area and try and catch or collect a few things? Like, inevitably is a ton of stuff here, but it's not the main priority right now. We'll fast travel to each of these levels just by entering them and exiting them. So, information, like, It doesn't say 100%, but it does say everything has been collected. So that's good enough. So the next level is here, and there's a red brick in there to collect. There's 4 of the police things, and there's some vehicles and some people to unlock. It's almost as if they had different people writing the story every 2 levels. Like, just 7 people were all given the go-ahead to write some missions and some stories, and there was no interaction at all between them or guiding hand. Alright. You can see that there's a large amount of things to deal with.
Just a tiny little piece over there.
This minigame never makes a reappearance. Somebody programmed this, clearly. And we'll do all of that. The mouse symbol and a super brick. I guess you do get super bricks and stuff.
Slowly does it.
And I don't have that fire.
Don't go too fast.
Alright, so it wants me to break those, I guess. We're gonna break that somehow. Break all the rocks in the Zen garden. There's a lot of rocks here. A lot of boulders that aren't.
Why would they keep hat stands outside?
I think I did all of those.
Do I have enough bricks for that super build? I think I might.
So. There's a jackhammer section here. Still being hidden. Alright. So that, and more. Right. Is there possibly hidden up here?
Oh yeah. These tourist martial arts are way easier than the regular ones.
Alright, got it.
Slowly does it.
So we're shooting these little lanterns. LEGO has kind of, for the past couple of years, as I understand it, had a Chinese New Year sets that they were only selling in China, and we eventually convinced them, fans of LEGO said, hey, why don't you release these worldwide? We'd actually like some of that. And so they did that, but they also kind of did it after it would be useful to, if you happen to be a person celebrating Chinese New Year for any reason, you would have either had to spend extra money importing those LEGO sets to get them in the right time, or you would have had to travel to or be living in that area.
Maybe a little
In the Asian areas.
piece of there.
I would argue that Asia is a big enough area that a holiday like Chinese New Year has some value to be celebrated around the world. It is celebrated around the world. Like, whereas Finland's independence, which I assume such a thing exists, is not going to have much of an impact. What's interesting now, the bricks were disappearing and the game was micro-lagging. Which is to say that the animation to make the bricks disappear, which would only happen theoretically to make the game run smoother, actually did the exact opposite because it required more visual aesthetics. Like all these little cherry blossoms floating around in the air. I could totally see that being a factor too. Let's get this purple stud. Yeah, it's kind of run towards blues.
Don't go too fast.
Definitely get purples. Ignore silvers and golds. They don't have a high enough value when you have the score multiplier on. The gun physics still not great at aiming. In LEGO games, they're still kind of that bad. Alright. There's something here, and there's something here. So we need to come back to that.
Slowly does it.
Good news is I'm fairly certain we don't leave this level until we build the dragon. And then when we're in the dojo itself, we'll have no problem there.
So, were all the hats stolen? Oh, wait! These are wooden practice dummies for karate. Hat stands, you idiot, Chase.
That's an example of bad comedy because he figured it out himself.
Slowly does it.
It's kind of also not the message you want to send to kids, that you should be upset with yourself if you take longer than a certain amount to figure something out. Sometimes some kids are just slow, and figuring it out eventually is way better than never figuring it out. If you were going to do that kind of comedy, you needed a secondary character, which this would make so much sense if Kathleen, I've forgotten her name. If she was running around with you throughout the entire game, then that would have been
Ooh, close. That torch only just burnt long enough for me to get here.
that would have been a good opportunity for her to say you're an idiot, or make fun of you in some other way, or go along with your assumptions. This is exactly what you have with Lucy, the main girl in the LEGO movie. Is you have Emmett, who is the optimistic idiot, and Lucy, who is the more intelligent, able character.
Slowly does it.
Is there a way to do this without... I guess you do use this flame torch thing for a little bit longer. Alright. I can't toss the item. So if I come back and grab this, then come back and grab that, I drop the other thing.
Go too fast.
Or maybe I didn't drop the other thing.
Slowly.
Seems like I do have both
When I get out
things.
of here,
Interesting.
I'm gonna complain to the manufacturers of these torches. They last like 10 seconds.
Takes it a long time for that super brick to show up. Alright. There's still something up there. So that's there. That's there. That's there. Did I miss one here?
Oh, this is going to be the finest sculpture ever made.
Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to leave this area.
People will come from as far as Brick County to
So.
see them.
Brick County, interesting. 1,
Just so long as the weather
2,
doesn't get any warmer.
3. Can't jump that way.
Tiny little piece over there.
So I guess I have to kind of assume that I've done all the things. Oh wait, no, there is a B prompt on all these that I had been missing. Alright. It really needed to put a circle on the ground if there was a B prompt there. The game is inconsistently helpful. We're still getting a lot of random lines of dialogue too.
Don't go too
Okay.
fast.
Let's go ahead and build this. 40,000. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like a the two sets that I remember for sure this year for the I believe Year of the Pig was for Lego. It was a family getting together, a Asian family getting together, and just eating a traditional celebratory meal, and then there was a boating, like dragon designed boats, rowboats, team rowboating set, and I don't, maybe there was a dragon build, but
None of
maybe
these guys
not.
look like a berry to me.
Maybe that was a year
Maybe
earlier.
there's a bell I have to ring for service.
Yeah, I don't think Lego has been doing Chinese New Year for too many years. And it is, of course, like Lego is the Middle European country, so Chinese New Year doesn't probably register much. So they're becoming slightly more global. I suppose we could also mention that there was a major lawsuit in China against a copyright infringer called Lepin that was stealing basically everything: the box art, the instructions, the sets, the exact amount of pieces, and the exact types of pieces, and it was more difficult than it should have been for LEGO to prove that they actually came up with the idea first, because let's face it, in China, copyright infringement is basically a way of doing business. But even by Chinese knockoff standards, Lepin went far enough to actually gain the ire of the Chinese government, and they finally won that lawsuit. Now, what does winning a lawsuit mean? Maybe not much, because Lepin will just like disappear, I'm sure, and they'll never get any kind of restitution or any money back for all their lost sales. It's not particularly atypical for... There's a lot more around here than I thought. For one country to basically ignore the copyrights of another country, or the laws of another country. Alright, so there's a whole section here. It's a combination lock. Interesting. What am I supposed to do with the combination? Like, how am I supposed to know what it is? We've got a statue of some sort. Well, 4 to the power of 4 is more combinations than I think is realistic for me to try and brute force. So, unless I want to try to apply some logic to it, I'm gonna have to see if I can find the solution. That would have been the color gun part. Right. We have down here our solution. Alright, easy enough. So, miner, farmer, thief, construction worker. Right. So, miner, farmer, thief, construction worker. Now we'll see how much is required to do there. That much. Take note, it was definitely not locking in. I'm gonna run down here with this, and then we'll see what's the next thing. So we put this little, these are microfig characters. They're kind of cool. You don't get a lot of them, but in the LEGO world. But when you need a LEGO minifig that's supposedly to scale compared to a regular minifig, that's what they're for. Let's see, where did the TNT go? Do I just have the TNT on me? I think I might. Yeah, I still just have it on me. Alright. And that way we're gonna blow up this silver mirror that doesn't really look like a silver thing to be blown up. And we unlocked a scooter called the hair dryer, which I guess is a kind of funny joke. Alright. Let's look around. This, and this were clues towards unlocking the red brick. We got the red brick, so I don't think we need that anymore. So, how are we as far as collecting everything? Seems like we've got everything. So,
A gong. That's
let's
even
see
better than a
how
bell.
this works.
Look
Yeah.
deep within yourself to find your hidden potential, and you will triumph over your enemies. What also helps is throwing them around. Let's see what you can do, Chase.
So,
Empty your... Not bad. Let's try upping the odds.
yeah, I think the rest of this level is just this.
Ooh, that has got to sting.
And
You made light work of that, Chase. You might not be so lucky this time.
he's gonna talk to us the whole time. So I don't think that's really worth it.
Must flow like water through the copper pipes.
Because if you're really not paying attention
Right.
to what the instructions are at the bottom, you're not going to get the right instructions and do the right thing.
Ouch! Even I felt that. I hope you're good
I
at
can't
arm
just shoot him with the grappling gun. This is the weirdest one. If they were going to have somebody
Remember, a journey of
reference the
10,000
Matrix
miles
and
starts with a
Morpheus,
single, phone call to attract the
then why
Try throwing them into each other.
not?
Ooh, he's going to be walking funny tomorrow. Oh, mates, come on.
I throw them all?
If a tree falls in a forest and lands on you, does it hurt? Yes, a lot. It really, really hurts them to watch. Yeah, throw another student. It's all right. They enjoy it. You'll find the guys dressed in brown a bit tougher. When fighting, your mind must be relaxed. Relaxed. Did you leave the oven on? It doesn't matter. It's electric. Relax.
There we go.
You'll... Just one more round to go, Chase. Ouch! Oh, bruv. You're ruthless.
There you go. I think I got them all very quickly. And that's the end of the level. Okay. So I could have just saved and exit. And now I have super throw, which if the game decided to stop micro stuttering or just straight up lagging at this point, feels like the lags might have gotten a little bit longer, which would grow with the idea that there's some kind of memory leak going on where it's just as the game is left running or as the game goes on and there's just more things that are getting removed. Yeah. Alright. And we don't really have time to do anything else, so let's, since we're specifically on this island too, this is going to be a great point to collect all this stuff. Yeah. Let's see, we've got a thing here, thing here, thing there, thing there. I can also turn on super throw. Might as well. Where is it? Here it is. Super throw. It was one of the white groupings. Yeah. Right now we've kind of locked into just a relaxed, chill experience. There's really not anything else that can be done until we finish all the levels and such. And if I do happen to miss anything, we could be in a terrible position later on. Gong. One of 3. Alright, we've got this. I think we know how this is going to play out. Gonna have me go over there. Over here's a farmer's thing. Which this climbs up to this area, which then gets us up to this area, which I don't think really serves much of a purpose. Is that going to start a just endless fountain? Some LEGO games have had endless fountains of studs where you could just make it rain studs and leave the game running. But almost always that's when you get 100% of the game, so it's not ever useful. It's just celebratory. Yeah, and probably unnecessary. We are at 2.3 billion studs, so yeah, we are well on our way to having the 4 billion that the achievement wants me to have before we end going through all the levels. Alright. So there's one somewhere over there. I can just slightly see it. And that of course makes sense. You would think there would be some bonsai plants that needed to be planted and built. Or maybe a gang fight, or kind of any number of anything. We get an animation that then unlocks that character. So the thing we want to do is double check that there's not anything else around here. If I get any opportunities to race, I need to play as a taxi driver with a vehicle, with a passenger in the vehicle, driving a taxi cab. I've unlocked Samurai Warrior, which seems weird because I don't recall there being a Samurai Warrior we fight in the game. So when we look at this map, by the way, info here is everything, and info here is just Bluebell National Park, so there's clearly more to Bluebell National Park that needs to be collected. Let's just double check that there is nothing around here, because like the worst case scenario would be that there's something under the bridge or there's a car race, and there's something there, but or that there would be something over here. Just want to double check. There's, I guess, still that chance. There's a whole underground section here. A whole underground section I did not know about. Which, again, this is where the car races, they probably should have happened and been forced upon us. And because they weren't, they kind of don't matter. Yeah. Well, let's see. I do want to. Yeah, I do want to get to that one last few things, and then that'll be the end of this recording. Come on, speed up. Well, you know what? I'll just do it in the next recording. That's going to be it for this recording. We're almost to 40%. And again, I think we'll probably only make it to maybe 60-70% before we start buying things, and then we'll jump up to nearly 100%. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.